Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hello, my name is Mike, and today's show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. It's quite simply the best way to support this show. If you need it, Amazon has it, and you can get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Bookmark it, please.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Greetings, citizens. It's Non-Committal from the Non-Committal Weather Center here. Whoa, boy, blizzard of Valentine's Day.
President's Day.
The VD blizzard. How y'all holding up? I just want to make sure that everybody's careful out there. Real hazardous conditions. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Non, you're a little excited.
Hi, Rob.
I didn't even get a chance to introduce you. You were right out of the chute.
Oh, go right ahead, Rob. I'll take the introduction anytime I can get it on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Mike O'Mara Show Weather Center, here is our official licensed meteorologist, Non-Committal. Non,
well, it's been a brutal one. Yeah, what a brutal winter we're dealing with here on the East Coast. I'll tell you, the Mid-Atlantic all the way up to the East Coast of Boston and New England, and everybody having a terrible time, but all sorts of terrible things happening in the world, and also our weather is just abysmal, isn't it? Well, I hope you stay safe out there.
Well, yeah, we were very safe. You were very adamant. You said 4 to 8 inches.
Oh, no. Hold on just a second. Let's not get into that pesky prediction game. You know, I don't. Well, there are a lot of things I play, but I do not play the prediction game.
Well,
what I like to do is spend hours on end describing the color schemes that I will use to describe the morning TV shot that you get to see. Slate gray skies with more flakes than a Saturday Night Live reunion.
Now,
Take a look at
that. You told us. You said that this was going to be not the Valentine's blizzard, the
a
President's
sea
Day.
of gray as the flakes fall on Washington, D.C. You know, every snowflake is completely and utterly unique.
That's not true.
Oh, it is. Absolutely. They're all different.
Who told you this?
I learned it in grade school before I became a certified member of the American Meteorological Society.
That's an old wife. And how is your old wife?
Oh,
Nan.
She's wonderful. Nan Committal and the kids, Nancy and Nando, are fantastic. Nando Committal, yes, my youngest son.
One?
He's the adopted one. We got him from somewhere in Central America. Won't go into specifics with that.
Why
want to honor the boy's life. But anyway, it's great to be with you. Yes, of course. Yes, I don't want to do anything to make the kid uncomfortable.
And you know what?
I mean?
I have it right here in front of me. You were calling 4 to 8 inches, closer to 8.
4 to 8 inches was the forecast, but I'll tell you something. That was one of the European models. Now, what you do is when you're taking a look at all of these forecasts, you have the European models, you have the American models, then you bring in the other models, and you have a hybrid of lots of different models, a hybrid of lots of different models that you combine, and those models can kind of give me the direction that I want to go. But if you'll notice, on the Non-Committal forecast yesterday morning when I was here on these very airwaves, I did not say anything about a specific prediction. I just said,
well,
look, what I refer to...
You weren't on the show.
Okay, well, let's not... You want to bog me down with details. Are you aware that we've got a major story we've been following in the Non-Committal Weather Center? Occasionally...
But we want to talk about the fact that you blew the forecast. You missed it by half.
Oh,
you called for 8 inches, we got 3.5.
Well, who cares about that when the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile slid off the road and crashed into a pole in central Pennsylvania on Sunday?
Oh, no.
I mean, you want to talk about all this
forecasting
garbage, but I'll tell you right now, no injuries were reported of the accident in Enola, not to be confused with Ebola. That's a pesky virus.
Yeah, you don't want to get involved in that.
The great continent of Africa. But I'll tell you, it was near Harrisburg. The crash caused traffic backups. It was windy and cold in Enola on Sunday, and the area received less than an inch of snow Saturday. But there is no official word on what caused the 27-foot-long hot dog to crash. That's an iconic piece of Americana isn't it, Rob?
Did it flip over?
Yeah, I don't know if it rolled.
Because
the vehicle's
you don't want to see a hot dog roll.
Hold on, let me take a look. I'm looking at my news sources up there in central Pennsylvania. The vehicle is pretty banged up with a smashed windshield and a broken bumper. This isn't the first time drivers have lost control.
What?
This isn't the first time drivers have lost control of the Wienermobile in wintry conditions. This one crashed into a snowy ditch in 2008. And if you might remember, back in the 1970s, late 70s, I worked on an adult contemporary station, and that was my radio name, Snowy Ditch.
Snowy Ditch, I remember.
Snowy Ditch,
Did
yes,
you spend
that's
any
right.
time behind the wheel of the WM?
The Wienermobile? No, unfortunately, they never let me. I always
The
wanted to drive that puppy.
OMWM.
That's right. And let me just say to Oscar Santana, that is one hell of a beard you're sporting there, pal.
Thank you.
Great for the wintry conditions, and I hope you batten down the hatches when we got the blizzard of Valentine's Day here in the D.C. area.
President's Day. It's not
Pardon me?
Valentine's. President's Day.
President's Day, that will as to the best. I might hold on. Let me look at the committal holiday schedule.
Oh, do you have one?
All right, the committal holiday schedule. You got your Valentine's Day on Saturday. I give that a 4-day window in between on either side.
what, the
We can call it the Valentine's Day blizzard.
3 days out?
Oscar Mayer has several Wienermobiles it uses to promote and advertise.
Don't care. You missed the forecast
Well,
by 5 inches.
you missed the fact that a major piece of Americana slid off the road in central Pennsylvania and hit a pole.
Hit a what?
A pole.
So this big fiberglass hot dog.
Yes,
Or
big
do you use
fiberglass
the
hot
word-
dog.
do you use the word wiener.
The Wienermobile. They're Oscar Mayer wieners. I know you want. Oh, okay. Oh, I just figured it out. I know what you're up to.
Yeah.
I know what you're up to, Mr. Potty. Why don't you? Well, we don't go there on the non-committal forecast.
Well,
what we do is
I've got
say
a question about Nan. Nan committal. Did she make,
Confederate gray skies on a wintry morning. Yes.
does Nan make you a hot dinner every night?
Nan makes me a hot dinner every night. Praise the Lord, she does. She absolutely makes me a beautiful hot dinner.
Does she ever serve up wieners?
Now, see there. Now you're getting really in. Hey, Buster Brown.
Yes.
I'll tell you right now. I've got Willard Scott and Bob Ryan right here that'll go do battle with you. Do you understand? I'm holding both up, and I like to throw these.
Yeah.
These I like to throw. Just
are
like
you
the
from
old
Florida?
guy. I'm Florida man. Yeah. Super duper deluxe.
Hey,
fun.
any snow
Yes.
in Florida this year?
Well, let's take a look at the non-committal forecast here for today. Looks like we're going to have some cold temperatures in the panhandle of Florida, but when you get down to the tip of the state, really things are looking fairly distant, a little quiet. Cold front moves through tonight with temperatures tomorrow morning, moving into the low 60s. Today they will be in the mid to upper 70s.
So any snow?
People down in South Florida got it going on, baby.
Any snow, baby? In Florida?
No snow in Florida, but boy, we'd sure like to get our streets and alleys and parking lots filled with Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. Wouldn't that be lots of fun? We'd
Now,
sure like
when
that.
you're down in the tip of Florida, in the tip,
Yes, the tip of Florida. The tip, yes.
Do they
the
eat?
tip,
Do they eat
right near the hole.
Oh, God.
What are you doing?
I don't know. You made me do that. You made me do that. Yeah.
Your angle now.
Right where Everglades City is. That's the hole.
That's the hole.
That's the hole where all the water comes out of the other Everglades and spills out into the Gulf of Mexico. That's what they have, the hole. Yes, sir. That's right. Where all the P1s that listen to the show are there. We call it the P1 hole. There you go. Yes, sir. I don't know why we're going down here. Maybe because Mike's still got a bit of a pesky head cold, so you never know what's going to come out of his mouth, everybody.
All
That's
right,
for sure.
before we wind this up, Non.
Yeah, wind it up. Wind it up like a big rubber band. Yeah, that's lots of fun.
Do you want to
isn't it?
send some well wishes to the people of Harrisburg?
Oh, I
were
sure
affected
would.
By this
Yeah.
wiener.
Well, for all of you that live in Enola, Pennsylvania, that's very close to Harrisburg, I will tell you, really, what a traumatic event. And I'm hoping the kids didn't get a chance to see that banged up Wienermobile when it slammed into the pole. 27 feet long it is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, that's really pesky. You just take the kids into another room, you sit them down on the sofa, and you look at them and you say, listen, occasionally bad things happen to good pieces of Americana. And that's why the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile slid into that pole. And I think that's a real problem.
And what
I
have
really
you
do.
always said? Protect your
Protect your genitals.
your wiener.
Oh, well, that's the same thing. Shock jock. You're a bad man, Spiewak.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
We keep getting requests, which is true. And we talk about our orchestra or our band.
Orchestra.
No, it's a band. We
Really?
have
What
no,
is the difference between a band?
We have no strings.
Is that true, Doc?
Oh, yes, we have.
We don't have any strings tonight, do we? I'm not talking about guitar. I'm talking about violins or
Well, there's strings
cello.
on that guitar, though. You can't leave them out.
What Every night for 11 and a half years. I've been saying who was on the show, right?
Right.
Doc Severinsen and the NBC Orchestra.
Right.
For 11 and a half years, you've let me make this mistake and you never corrected me before tonight?
You have a finish for this? Or are you just
No,
getting...
but you're saying that's not an orchestra. Why isn't it an orchestra? You haven't answered my question.
Oh, well, it sounds better. Doc Severinsen and his orchestra rather than Doc Severinsen and his band.
Why do you keep saying it in a chintzy way? Go first class. If I say in the front of the show, the NBC Orchestra, people tune in expecting to see the NBC Orchestra. Now you're going to introduce a band, they'll think some people went home.
There are going to be some people going home. Very sure. Sit down.
Horns up. What are you going to do tonight, Doctor?
Well, we're going to stand around and wait till you guys decide if we're a band or an orchestra.
What would you prefer to be called?
Sweetheart.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
We are live from the Cappy Pfeiffer Studios from sunny Southwest Florida and our nation's capital. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Mike O'Mara Show. We're powered by Encore Insurance Services and heard daily for over 5 years at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Online, on air, and on your mobile device, the Mike O'Mara Show is a daily radio show and podcast with the greatest listeners on the planet because they get it, and if you're here, you do too. Our show today brought to you by Stamps.com. Quiet, please.
Yes, everybody pay attention, please.
Shipping and mailing is a no-win situation. Trips to the post office eat up valuable time, and leasing a postage meter is expensive. You know that with multi-year commitments and hidden fees. Well, we have a better way, and you better pay attention right now.
When?
Right now,
Thank you.
Stamps.com. With Stamps.com, you use your computer and printer to print official U.S. postage right from your desk. You'll even get special discounts that you can't find at the post office. Stamps.com lets you save up to 80% versus a postage meter and no more tedious trips to the post office. We've used Stamps.com for years. Just the other day, Rob sent me shoes with Stamps.com, and he loved it, and so did I. Act now for a free no-risk trial and $110 bonus offer, including a free digital scale and up to $55 in free postage. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone, and use the code TMOS. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com, and before you do anything else, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in TMOS. Stamps.com and TMOS. Perfect together. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're very, very excited to have a guest in just a couple of minutes here, right up at the front of the show. We've been talking about that documentary that we've been watching online, Florida Man.
Right.
And we have the director, a very, very smart guy, and a guy that's made some very, very good stuff. He will be joining us. Sean Dunne will be on the show.
Or as the French would say, Mike, Jean
Dunne.
Jean
Dunne. But we'll be talking to him. As a matter of fact, get Sean on the phone. And we'll start with that today. I think that's he's got a time schedule. We don't want to hold him up. So yeah, Florida Man is something that caught our eye about a week ago, and Rob's been playing clips from it, and it's fascinating. If you haven't gotten a chance to look at it, I recommend it highly.
It's on
really,
the Vimeo,
really
Mike.
worthwhile.
It's a free viewing. You can watch
It's
it
a
on the
free
internet. Yeah.
viewing
Hello.
on Vimeo. Mr. Dunne.
Yes.
Hi, Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, Rob Spiewak from the Mike O'Mara Show. You're on the show. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
We're doing great. Thanks so much for taking the time to come and join us on the show today. We are fascinated. I think we should give you the background on what we're all about. About a year ago, I, lock, stock, and barrel, moved my family, packed them in the truck, shoved all my belongings into a U-Haul, and moved myself down to Florida. And so when one of our listeners out there in Listen Land discovered Florida Man, they sent it my way, and I watched your Vimeo documentary. I thought initially, Sean, when they sent it to me, it was going to be a clip. I ended up watching the entire hour documentary and found it absolutely one of the most riveting things in the world. So first of all, congratulations on Florida Man. How you must be getting an incredible response, I would think.
Yeah, it's been really good. You know, honestly, when we went to make this movie, it was a labor of love, and it was something that kind of took me back to where I started my filmmaking journey, which was in Florida, talking to the strange characters all over the place. So we thought in our heads, like, who's going to see this? If anyone ever does, it'll be cool. But we're going to be indulgent. We're going to make it an hour long. We're going to kind of show what this trip was like and immerse the audience in it. And I'm just shocked by how many people are seeing it. It's crazy.
Here's what I want to know. I have a million questions, and I know the guys do as well. But I didn't know you had your origins in Florida. Were you surprised? The first question I have: were you surprised that you got the response? Because I will tell you this: I turned it on, I watched it to just see the clip, and then I found myself absolutely riveted, like one would be riveted to an auto wreck on the side of the road. You literally can't tear yourself away from these guys. It was impossible not to watch the whole thing, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that said that to you.
Yeah, and again, it surprises us because, especially in the edit, I've been working with the same editor for 10 years, Kathy Gatto, and we felt like a lot of the edits were counterintuitive in a way. We would hang out longer than anyone would normally do in a documentary. We would let play out those awkward 5 or 10 extra seconds that are super revealing about somebody.
Yeah.
We'd let that play out as opposed to editing it out and trying to have some really tidied up, perfect little Hollywood bow on it type of documentary. It's really not what we set out to do. So, again, the fact that people hang in there through these this indulgent filmmaking, it's really flattering.
That's it. Indulgent, I think you're being modest because I really found it to be a wonderful case study. As a matter of fact, now my wife and I go out on the streets here down in Fort Myers, and we'll be driving along, and I kid you not, we will drive along and say, Florida man, and we'll just point, and there's another one. It's a target-rich environment. Rob, you had a question
I think
also.
what you've done is you've established, normally with the tight edits, especially with the MTV influence of Hollywood now, you've established a Florida rhythm. Where
it's really what it was like.
Yeah, to take a breath and swallow and realize what you just saw, and it helps you digest what you're seeing. It is really so eminently watchable. It is really a fascinating look.
It was one of those things. I love that you mentioned a rhythm because I felt like more than any of my other films, when we got back to the edit, I felt like we were making a song, and these were just like the lyricists. These guys provided the words, and then we went back and really found the beat and the rhythm behind it. And I don't know. It took us a lot of time to really land on the final product and the edit that you're seeing. But I think it works as an immersive experience that makes you feel like you were down there with us going on this crazy trip.
The thing I want to ask, because this is, I'm old school. I'm 55 years old, and I took, I paid a lot of attention to. Thanks for the applause, you bastards. I'm fascinated by documentary filmmaking, and more this style of documentary. I think it's fantastic, where you let it hang in there. You just let it all hang out, and you just roll on these guys. But whenever, because I am old school, I have to ask about point of view. When you went into this project, was there anything you were trying to convey? Was there any point of view? I don't know whether you can answer that or not, but what were you? I guess the question would be, what are you going for with this? What do you want to have people that watch this documentary come away with? And we lost him. Did we lose him?
He's still on.
Hello?
Sean. Oh, man. I wanted to ask about cam girls.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, because cam. Now I should point out.
Hello?
Get him back on the.
Oh, there we go.
Can you hear us now?
Oh, sad. Maybe I stepped a little too far away from my. This is a portable phone. Old school,
okay,
but,
I was going to ask point of view. What did you want the viewer to come away with? Did you have some sort of thing? I'm going for this. I need people to see these guys because that's the question. I don't know whether you can answer that or not.
Yeah, I mean, and it doesn't just extend to just this film. It's for all of my films, and it's really just a very simple message of accepting and understanding and not judging, looking at these people with compassion and love. And I hope that people, when they watch this, that they have a good time and that they laugh, but I hope that they realize that they're laughing along with these guys and not at them. And I hope that people aren't kind of putting themselves on a pedestal and looking down on these people, because I think that the mission with all these is just to show we're all people, we're all the same. There's a guy in there that I feel he's like my spirit animal, this guy, and he was sitting outside a Waffle House, and he was just kind of waxing poetic about philosophy and us all being the same, and it really spoke to me in a lot of ways. And I feel like that's what this film is about, is we're all here, we're all the same. Some people live different lives. There's no reason to judge them. I actually have a lot of respect for these guys and the freedom in which they live their lives. And it's very different from where I live now up in New York, the hustle and bustle, the having to have a set purpose for your life and every day. And these guys are just kind of living the adventure, and I wanted to celebrate that a little bit.
There is one particular cut. Rob actually was brilliant enough to play it yesterday on the show, and it was a great moment where he's talking about, if I have a dime, my friend will get a nickel.
Right.
And you see this guy, and that was the moment where you got your wish with me in the documentary, where I said, you know what, these guys are here. Who knows? Everybody has a story. Judge not, lest ye be judged. That's the way I look at it. And while there are moments that are funny, there are also moments where you just say, hey, this is what it's all about. With that said, the other theme I found was looking at these guys. Seems like an awful lot of them. There's an underlying substance abuse issue probably with a lot of these guys where, they've ended up where they end up, and they're in that kind of situation where, you can look at these guys, and anybody that's been around a stage 4 alcoholic can look at a guy and go, he's probably 45 years old and he's not going to see 55. And, I found that fascinating as well. But I did come away with some sympathy from these guys because they do dance to their own drummer, don't you think?
Yeah, they do. I mean, and they're all, what I found that they all had in common, there was just such natural storytellers, and you could tell right away if somebody wanted to be funny or if somebody wanted to be poignant. And I wasn't really asking them questions. I wasn't really prompting them or interviewing them per se. It was very quick interactions. You're almost seeing the entirety of our interactions. And the only thing I would really throw out there, if anything, was, do you guys have any words of wisdom? And some people interpreted that as, let me tell some crazy story about me having a threesome down here on the beach. And some people interpreted that as, talking about women or talking about booze or really giving some words of wisdom. And we got some really great gems in there. And I think kind of when you put it together as a mosaic, it's a cool study in the human condition and kind of what's going on out there. And it's not just going on in Florida. These things are going on everywhere, and there's great characters like this everywhere. But a lot of these guys have criminal histories. A lot of these guys have been banished to the fringes of society, and I think there's some commentary in the film about how Florida, in a lot of ways, is a police state, and they're looking to lock you up, and they mess with these guys. And not that these guys aren't out there causing trouble sometimes, but a lot of them, if you listen to them, they're talking about very, very low level things, paraphernalia, smoking a joint on the beach, these types of things, and their lives have been ruined by being put in the system. So there's some commentary about that. There's some I think that if anything, I would love for this film to hold a mirror up to the audience and make you think twice before judging somebody else, as opposed to just watching this and laughing at these people and then turning it off.
We use it, and we use it on the show for comic value, and I think we've had a lot of fun with it. And it gives my my partners a chance to mock me living down here in Florida. I had many comparisons to the gentleman with the long mustache that was in the trailer park. They compared me to that. But the fact is that I did come away from that documentary with that with that perspective on these guys. And you look at that and. Everybody should be aware that I say this to people off air all the time. We're all one or two little things going sideways from being in a tough situation and being in a homeless situation, living out of a box. You never know what's going to happen. Now, your other documentaries that you have, and I know Rob, you looked at the
archive,
the archive, which because you're a record collector.
And you know what it speaks to, if I can jump in, is that, and it's a similar thing with Florida Man. You take a guy who could so easily be painted as a screwball. This is a guy that's got the world's largest record collection, and you do such a nice job of painting a sympathetic picture without getting treacly and Hallmark about it. I mean, you just state the man's story, and there's one sequence where you're talking to his wife, and she is obviously, she loves the guy, but she's so fed up with him. And again, you use that you just stay on her a little longer than you expect anyone should. And there's such, oh my God, what's going on? Painted on her face. It's very, very nice the way you really let the man tell his own story, and you walk away from it again trying to understand his situation, which is tragic and sad.
Yeah, it is. I really, that was my first film I ever made, and there's kind of two stories going on there. There's this crazy novelty of like, oh my God, look at all these records, and then there's this sad thing about the things you own end up owning you, and I mean, I loved that film, and I loved working with them, and that's definitely an example of how you can kind of get those other themes in there and get across some things that are more just common to all humans, that aren't just about the guy that has the most records in the world. I think a lot of people can relate with some of the things that they saw, not only in that film, but all my films. And that's the goal, is to make something that you could see as a symbol for something in your life, maybe learn something.
If you want to check out his work, the website, you correct me if I'm wrong, Sean, very8productions.com. That can link anybody to all these documentaries that people want to see. I know that Rofo, our intern here, probably won't be able to get a free viewing of Cam Girls, which you made in 2015.
Congratulations.
He was trying to see that, but apparently that popped up in a lot of different locations. So, by the way, if you want to know what Cam Girls is, it's the world of webcam sex workers. And that had to be a fascinating study, I would imagine, getting into that world. And you travel in some interesting circles, Sean Dunne. You truly do. That's your most recent project, correct?
Yeah. I mean, we're just kind of making it up as we go along, and we came out of a really tough one called Oxyana, about a town in West Virginia that has a lot of OxyContin addicts. And so we came out of that like really shell-shocked and just frazzled. And I remember coming across a pop-up when me and my girlfriend were watching porn one day. A pop-up came up, and you're like, what is this? Who is this woman, and where is she? And next thing you know, we're making a movie called Cam Girls and traveling around the country and spending a lot of time in people's bedrooms and watching them do sex shows. And
wow.
It was a really, really kind of wild and fascinating world, but it was super inspiring to someone like me because they are out there on their own, and they do not have society's blessing for what they're doing, and they're hustling and creating content and marketing and putting it out there themselves, and it's really the same thing that we're doing in a lot of ways. So I have the utmost respect for them, and yeah, this film,
it's the same thing that Dateline. It's the same thing that Dateline NBC is doing, basically.
Yeah, really.
I mean, if you really want to, simplify it like that, but you do get to the underbelly with Oxyana, and between Cam Girls and Oxyana, you had the addiction of OxyContin, and of course, in many small towns around this country, prescription abuse is rampant, and there's a lot of crime because of it. And then you got Cam Girls. So I'm taking Cam Girls a little less sad than Oxyana, or were they both equally sad?
No, Cam Girls. I can't really. The saddest part of Cam Girls is when the girls start talking about how their families or their friends betrayed them because they went into this line of work, which is safe and it's done from home, and these girls are empowered by it. So it really starts to question some of society's values when it comes to sex work and when it comes to women. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe with maybe that and Oxyana and Florida Man are like my sex, drugs, and rock and roll trilogy. Rock and roll being the Florida Man.
Well, I think it's great stuff, and I love your point of view with this, and the fact that you let it, you let the audience determine. How they're going to react. And I think that's more and more, I think, really the great art that we're seeing on screen. That's what happens. You're not told what to think. God, we're so told what to think in this country every single day with all of our media. And I'm not just talking about whether it's NBC or Fox News battling each other. I'm talking about even our movies. You have you're completely manipulated, and these things let it all hang out. You let your own conscience be the judge when you watch these. We love Florida Man. We really appreciate you talking to us, and I urge everybody to go to very8productions.com and check out his work. And Rofo, I hope you save your money up so you can get the pay-per-view of Cam Girls. I really hope you're able to do that. And I'm going to go watch. I'm going to watch Oxyana because that looks fascinating as well.
We'll
Sean,
send you guys some screeners. Thank you guys so much.
That'd be great. Sean Dunne, good luck. Continue to make the stuff you're doing. You're doing fantastic work, and we really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us, okay?
Peace and love. Thanks, guys.
Take care.
Thanks.
Man.
That's Sean Dunne. He is the director of Florida Man, and I like his perspective.
Oh, yeah.
He's not judging people out there.
If he could just get a new phone.
Rob.
Oh, behave yourself.
Just a
Hey,
joke.
man, oh, man. We'll come back. I want to talk about this special that was on last night. I tell you, Rob Spiewak likes Paul McCartney, but let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I love this guy. This is my musical hero right here. We'll take a break, come back with more on The Mike O'Mara Show.
Hey guys, this is Mickey Coachella, and I do a podcast. Hey guys, this is Mickey Coachella, and I do a radio show. I can listen to all of more broadcasting shows with the click of a button. And you can listen to me when you're in your car. That's it. I can get a full day's entertainment on demand. And you can get traffic and weather every 10 minutes from me. So look, don't be like that me. Get the More Broadcasting app and get all your entertainment at the click of a button. And make sure you listen to It's Mickey.
For more information, visit us at morebroadcasting.com.
Pretty good.
That is
fantastic.
Brilliant. That is brilliant.
That is awesome. I love that. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. We love Cameron Hughes wine, everybody.
Yes.
Cameron Hughes. I'm going to bring in my bunch of bottles that I got out there. I got the $15 bottle. I don't know what the lot number is because it's not next to me right now, but it arrived over the weekend, and Mrs. O'Mara and I enjoyed it on VD on Valentine's Day.
Nice.
Very cool.
What they do, they find those premium vineyards that have a lot of extra supply, a little extra supply. Then they buy the extra, sell these exceptional wines at great everyday prices. We're talking $100 bottles of wine for $15 to $20, just like the case of wine that I bought, and everybody's loving it, and I appreciate the feedback that everybody on the Mike O'Mara Show is giving me about chwine.com. You already know it's fantastic. High-end wine at everyday drinking prices, especially with free shipping. Listen to this. Here's the only way to get free shipping on your wine order. Visit chwine.com, click the microphone in the upper left, and enter TMOS. Save a ton of money on shipping to get fantastic wine delivered right to your door. Boom, bam!
Boom, bam.
That's chwine.com. Click the mic and enter TMOS for free
Got it
shipping.
right.
chwine.com. Don't wait. This offer will not last. So what's the did he mute his phone? Is that what happened with that or what?
He had a cordless phone, and he walked too far away from the charging
Which,
station.
by the way, I respected because a cordless phone sounds 10 times better than a cellular phone.
It really does. It's essentially a hard line. Yeah.
It did. I am so fond of that guy after that interview. I mean, because in the you play the clip of the guy. I did watch it, and there is I didn't look at it in a judging way. I looked at it in a realistic way. You see these people that go through this different stuff, and some of them are extremely kind. Some of them look like they just want to kick your ass, and some of them look like, seriously, they might not be around in about a month. And it's really, Florida Man is the documentary. Check it out. Just Google that, and you can
You
find
brought
it
up
that
something
way.
really valid, is that he is brave in not telling you how to think about these people.
True.
Because it
Right.
would have been really easy to do a hack, make fun of them piece. I mean, a cinch. But he really does. There's some sympathy, and there's a lot of thought in it. It's a good video.
And then, of course, for the Cam Girls video, he's sitting there going, yeah, so one night my girlfriend and I were watching porn. Sounds like a
Quite a
rather
life.
hit
Quite a life, Mike. Quite
Oscar
a
had
life.
this. I saw, as a matter of fact, I looked over in the corner. I see Oscar's right eye there. This tiny little
this
little
guy's
thing
my type of
goes on
guy.
last night. So welcome to the show.
It's around.
Let's talk about it for real. We had non-committal. So what? They did it again. No blizzard in Washington, D.C.
No. It was very, very cold, and there was a lot of fine snow, but I would say that we were supposed to get about 8 inches, and we got about 3.5.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah.
3.5
How
in the
pissed?
city.
I can only ask the question this way: how pissed would I have been if I was there?
You would have been on a good 8 or 9.
I'd say
8 or 9.
8 or 9
Yeah.
on the piss meter.
Like, just shy of nothing happening.
Yeah, you know what? It was almost not enough for you to have gotten out your snowblower.
Okay, so I believe, and I've always believed, yes, they don't know exactly what's going to happen, but they have a pretty good idea. I think that they always will take the model that is going to get you more snow, so that they can. So I mean, but everybody was doing that. They had the 8 to 12 inch swab.
New York before. Why would they want to do it again?
Oh,
right?
well, they always do.
They
And
did
you know
it to
what?
New York.
They love it. They had before 7 o'clock this morning. Chuck Bell was out driving around. They found a snow-covered street in Great Falls, and he just kept driving up and down the same $4 million houses.
My streets were still snow covered in the city.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, well, I'm never going to get out of here. It took me forever to get out of there. But I'll tell you that once you got to a main road, just dry, crystal clear.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it was a regular day.
Dry roads.
No problem at all.
Dry roads on the tour.
That's just an infrastructure problem, is what it is,
I think
in
it is.
D.C.
And the kids have no school today, right?
Well,
yeah.
school was closed at 6. The federal government was closed at 5 yesterday. They closed the federal government today.
Universities
Oh, so you waltzed
closed.
in today. You had no problem.
There was no
today,
traffic, and the
No.
roads were dry. It really was
Awesome.
pretty nice.
Universities were closed.
Yeah.
Okay, there. You know what? I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. But I always cry conspiracy. I always think maybe there's a chance that they conjured a little bit, but it's tough. I mean, overall, this is temperature-wise a dramatic departure from the normal winter, even in Washington
Very,
D.C.
very
Am
cold.
I right about that?
We have a chance to go below zero for the first time in, I think, 20 years this weekend, and that's what they're excited about now. It's cold out
Mike,
there.
The day you win, Remember all the days we said, "Hey, Mike, you can't go. You got to stay. It's DC, baby. This is where everything's happening." Today, you win once again, my friend.
Yeah, even down here with the jet stream the way it is.
Mikey
wins. Yay!
Put another line of chalk on the board.
But at least I'm sympathetic to you guys that decided to get a horrible head cold this week, just to commiserate with you.
Man.
We're going to get, this will be even for where I am, in one of the warmest parts of the United
This is where it
States.
hurts, Rob. This really lets us know.
I know.
37 degrees this week will be our low temperature. 30,
it's not
37.
37 outside right now, and it's sunny. It's sunny outside. It's not 37.
I always, people always do you talk about it on your podcast since you have so many listeners back there that you're enjoying 77-degree weather? And I said, no, not really. I try to low key it, but you got to tell. I got to tell you where I am.
Well,
I mean,
that
the
tan really can't low key it.
Yeah,
yeah, my incredible tan.
You look like George Hamilton.
Yeah, my incredible tan. That's great. How about that? Boy, look at that. Boy,
Mike,
boy,
do you
hair there,
hate the
boy.
sun? What's going on?
Yeah. No, I just haven't been out. I haven't been out in a couple of days.
You need
I haven't
to.
been out because I'm sick.
Looks like a
I haven't been out. I went to bed all day yesterday. I spent the whole day in bed. No, stop it. God damn
Megan
it.
Michael,
stop
brother or
it.
sister.
Cam girls.
All right, I would like to. Cam girls.
I'm going to bed.
Director Sean Dunne spent 3 months with Mike O'Mara embedded in his sex cam video production facility.
Are you on any medication for your cold?
Dayquil and NyQuil. That's all I take.
That's not really
I
medication.
think that's a song. Isn't that a song by Cole Porter?
Dayquil and NyQuil, that's all I take. Sitting in bed all day with no love to make. I'm having a great time. You're in a fine time.
Mike, please say this is. Did you have any of your meals in bed last night?
No.
No snacks?
No.
Oh, no.
No, as a matter of fact, all of my bedtime was sleep time. I did not have that at all. However, I did.
Bedtime, sleep time, cold time.
Bedtime, sleep time, cold time. It's a great time to have your time. I did feed a cold, though, Oscar, and I am prepared to
What you're supposed to
answer
do.
all questions that you have regarding
okay.
my diet because I think I gained 14 pounds yesterday
Well,
feeding my cold.
Is there a Bolivian expression that is akin to feed a cold and starve a fever?
Oh, no. The Bolivian expression is suck it up.
Which I do. I suck it up, but I mean, when I'm not working, I chose to, yesterday, unlike the weekend when it was all the Valentine's festivities, I chose to, take it easy and really
rest
just
is the most important.
It is.
rest
Let your body
and,
heal.
and,
I
and
just
drink
thought of
plenty
you
of
yesterday
liquids.
because as the snow came down and Shannon hadn't gotten home yet, I said, well, I'm just going to go relax and maybe have a bowl of cereal.
Sure.
And for some reason, I wanted to go and sit in my bed and have a bowl of cereal. And I
Why
said,
not?
I don't like eating in bed. That's not my thing. This is Mike's thing.
But you know what? His apartment
This is Mike's thing.
His apartment is like a submarine. I mean, he might as well sit on his bed because that's practically being in the living room.
So I just went back to the
did
living room,
not-
but I said, I'm better than Mike, picked up the bowl, and walked right into the living room.
I did not eat in bed, but I'd be lying if I told you I took any of my meals at a normal table.
Oh, really?
I sat on the couch and
What'd
ate
you have?
I had both lunch and dinner were provided by a traditional fast food eatery.
Ooh, look at you. You had to go somewhere.
And the same one, and the one that everybody knows.
Did
the
you
famous
travel
one.
to?
No, Mrs. O'Mara took the little one out
He's really
first
giving
for
up
his.
if she brought it back to you, huh?
She
make
yes,
the
she has.
drive-thru?
That you've identified that. She has given up.
When she brings you your meal
it's
from
like
this
my
fast
hair
food,
has given up today.
Mike, when she brings you the meal from the fast food restaurant, does she hand it to you or sort of toss you the bag?
She throws the bag. Have you been there?
Here you go, you animal.
Have you been there, Rob, a couple of times? Because I mean, she actually threw the bag at me.
She said, "You may want to wash your hands, you filthy lout."
Thank you, Mrs. O'Mara, for providing the bag of food for me. This is very delicious. I really appreciate that, even though I can't really taste the cheeseburger, Mother.
Was it a Scottish themed fast food restaurant?
It was Scottish themed.
Yeah, it starts with Mac, right?
Yeah. All right. How long are you going to go? Yes, it was McDonald's.
All right.
Both,
wow.
both meals
lunch? What was
lunch was 2 small cheeseburgers.
Oh, the regular cheeseburger, great.
And a small fry. That's
Yum.
what I had
Anything
for
to
lunch
drink?
yesterday. I don't believe I had.
How do you
a
know
drink
they're
at
small?
lunch.
Because, Mike, the Shamrock Shake.
What do you mean? How do I know they're small?
Yeah, because there's only one size for cheeseburgers.
How do you know the sky is blue, Santana? How do I know they're
There's
small?
only one size of cheeseburgers.
No, they're. Oh my God!
No,
You
there's the double and the triple.
You are
Cheeseburger
so
Proper.
ignorant. Let me familiarize you with Let me familiarize you with the quarter pounder.
Oh, well, that's not considered a cheeseburger, is it?
Well, the
it's a
cheeseburger
burger
I
with
had was.
cheese on it.
I had the original. I had the original McDonald's cheeseburger, the very first one. You know, like the one that they wrap in paper.
Right.
It's a little. It's a little tiny one that they have. That's
Do you
that's
not
that's what.
prefer the double cheeseburger though? If you're going to go that direction,
No, I actually prefer
I've never had
the.
a double cheeseburger.
I think the bread to meat ratio on the double cheeseburger is better.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I'm all about the carbohydrates.
Of
That's what
course
I'm
you
all
are.
about.
he
So
needs his energy.
I need my energy. I truly, and I
get
tell
to
you,
the Dayquil.
when I finish the third one, if I ever get a third one, when I'm on my own, I'll order
third one?
3. Oh, I'll order 3 regular cheeseburgers.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll order 3, and energy will surge through my body after I
And then
after I
a nap.
enjoy that.
Okay, that was lunch. What was
That was
dinner?
lunch.
What was supper, Mike?
A quarter pounder with cheese.
Oh,
And a larger order of fries,
Oh.
and then
the red holster.
And the red holster. The red holster. It's exactly. That's exactly what it was. The red holster. And then I had the large beverage too, which I didn't finish. I probably had about half of that.
Good
Then it
man.
was to bed because I was, after eating that, I was exhausted.
Well, of course.
2
Yeah,
meals? Wow, that's rough.
And
yeah,
did
two,
she-
two McDonald's
Did she do
meals.
the drive-through, or is she a walk-in type lady?
She was Mrs. O'Mara went out to the home goods store to buy a
she
piece
likes
of.
that place. Yes.
She wanted to buy a fry pan, and so
Really
she
trying to
purchased
kill
a she purchased a fry pan, and then came back with and on the way she
was
said,
it a
"Can I?"
non-stick fry pan?
Well, it was of course, it was Calphalon.
Well,
is
it could
what
have been
was.
cast iron. You don't
Well,
know.
Yeah,
no.
cast iron.
Excuse me, who is she?
What?
Oh, see, this is what he gets. This is what he gets.
Yep.
I tell you what. Let's.
Please take a screenshot of that. Hold on, let me take a screenshot of that. That's a show pic. He's frozen in time. Hold on. Let me, I just missed him.
I'll call him back as we
Please.
take a break here.
It's all that cholesterol on the internet.
I mean,
Nice one, Pony.
we do think he's going to live, right?
I think he will.
All right, very good. We'll be back in a second. This is the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hi, I'm Tony Perkins.
Hi, I'm Cake.
Listen, no, you're not. But that's why we're here.
For cake?
Yeah, not for cake, but to promote Cake and Cookies.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic podcast.
It's a great podcast.
It features Rob Spiewak, Katie. Does Katie have a last name?
Von Herman.
Oh, she a Nazi? Anyway.
Wow, no, I would have said that.
Check it out. It's Cake and Cookies right here on the More Broadcasting Network.
Even more.
Cake and Cookies. Rob and Katie. It's the Rob and Katie Show.
Yeah, that's our lame podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So what happened?
Has she
with
moved yet?
No, they. You know what? We will have key details regarding their house purchase this week on Cake and Cookies.
Nice.
So stay
Papa,
tuned.
you're on the air still, and I have you on speakerphone.
Are we still recording?
Yes.
Papa, what's going on? What happened? Hey, Pony had a good joke. He said the cholesterol got in the way of the internet line.
Mike?
Nothing? Hello?
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't. Is that Rofo saying something that was like?
No, just quickly, we will call you back. Do you have internet at your place?
That's the new iPhone 6.
So, I'm connecting with the camera right now, but it only fucking takes 9 hours.
Okay, all right. We'll see you in a sec. We'll continue with the program, and you'll catch us in progress. All right.
And now another episode of the Mike O'Mara Show already in progress. It really was weird though, because he got extremely emotional.
Well, yeah.
And then he was gone.
And look, not to belabor the point, but do you think a small cheeseburger looks small to him, or it's actually small?
Well, I think what happened is back in the day, the small cheeseburger was known as
the cheeseburger.
As
right?
a cheeseburger.
That's what. When I was a kid, when we get a cheeseburger, we would get the cheeseburger.
Right, and then
the fact that they give you two now is strange.
Well, the two cheeseburger meal,
it's just too much.
And then they have the double cheeseburger, which is essentially twice the meat. And
I've
only
never had one of
That's
those.
one of my
The
favorites.
McDouble has become my standard.
What's a McDouble?
It's 2 patties, 1 piece of cheese. If you're a little flinty on the other piece of cheese, can't afford the double cheeseburger, you get the McDouble.
Flinty?
Skinflint.
I understand. It was horribly hip of him to say it. So yeah, I think what's happened is they've diminished. Like for example, the a bottle of Coca-Cola used to be 8 ounces. I mean, it was an 8-ounce bottle, and now the standard is like 16 ounces. And they're giving you bigger portions. This is why we're all dying, and this is why the rest of the world hates us.
I am hungry now.
What?
I'll say this as we get Mike here.
Maybe you need
back
more
online.
cereal in your bedroom.
No. As far as McDonald's is concerned, I saw this briefly. I haven't had it. I will try it today.
Yes.
It's the filet of fish with Old Bay.
I saw that this morning when I hit the drive-thru. Yeah.
Now, is the Old Bay mixed into the tartar sauce, or is it just sprinkled on the patty?
One, I've never had a filet of fish, so this will be the first time I try it.
Hold it, you're Catholic.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
No, it does. That's the reason they have it on the menu is for Fridays, so you can go in and get fish.
Well, on Fridays, my family didn't always go to McDonald's, Rob.
I'm saying what mine did. But I'm saying that did you ever do the fish on Friday thing?
Yeah, my mom would make salmon.
Salmon?
Yes. At home. That's what she would make.
Just every week?
That's what every Friday. I come home,
hunks of salmon.
I'd be expecting chicken, and a big fish would be sitting right there. I'd be like, I guess it's that Friday.
Did she buy an entire salmon?
She would, I am not kidding you. We'd sit there, and I'd be waiting for a big steak because that's all we ate. That's why we're all going to die of heart disease. And then, boom, a fish would come out of the oven, and then we'd sit there and be like, I guess this is what we got.
You say, God damn it.
Yeah, that's what I would say. And on Wednesdays, on Ash Wednesdays, you're supposed to eat fish as well, right?
No, I think Ash Wednesday aren't you supposed to
Not
fast?
in my household. They would drop another fish in front of you and say, this is what you have to eat.
They might have been using religion to trick you. Because I'm not sure that there's fish on Wednesday.
There's a lot of salmon.
Did they draw the cross with the ashes on the fish head as well?
No.
Okay.
Definitely on our foreheads.
Hey, that's a little too close.
Yeah.
You watch it, pal.
Look at this guy.
I know.
Shock jock.
Yeah, he is. It's all flinty with his ashes.
What a jerk.
He is. But I do believe that McDonald's many years ago tried to take the filet-o-fish off the menu, and Catholics had problems with it.
Isn't it the most unhealthy sandwich on the...
No,
I've heard it's one of the most... It's not really fish.
No, it is fish.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. It's not like the fish... With the sauce and everything else, you might as well just be eating on Big Mac.
But I imagine the Big Mac is probably worse for you because of the extra bread. Secret sauce is tantamount.
Hello.
To
Hi,
Mike
this man.
O'Mara. How are you?
God. All right, so we've been recording the whole time?
Yeah. Mike, we have a big debate. Is the filet of fish or the Big Mac healthier?
That is a poser, isn't it?
Oh, boy. Oh, filet of fish.
We're going to need your answer, please.
Both the equal.
Really?
Both equal.
Both equal. Okay, we'll find out in just a sec here. Rolf was looking up the stats. I will call you on Skype if you'd like.
Well, it still says I'm connecting to the intranets.
Okay,
so
you
I
sound
think
great.
I have to.
You
I have
sound
to
great.
I have to reboot this.
No worries. You sound great though. You should
You
know
do sound
that.
fantastic. Did you, as a Catholic family, stick to fish on Fridays growing up?
We have two pieces of technology on the Mike O'Mara Show. We have what's called a Zip 1 tel.O.vision unit, and let me give you how a tel.O.vision unit responds to a power outage, a power surge, okay?
Yeah.
A tel.O.vision unit goes, well, power surge. All right, well, better get our act together. Okay, we'll be right back. Logitech, this is how Logitech reacts to a power failure. Oh, my God! What are we going to do? I don't know what's going on. Oh, no.
So you prefer the Zip?
Yes, I do. I know. I just you've got professional equipment and then
We have some
toys
technology
that
we
boys use when they're not masturbating to play their video games.
Mike,
That's
we
it.
can help you with some technology, I think, here as far as a battery, backup battery for you, so we don't have to fall out while
Does he use a surge protector?
He does have one.
He
Though
does?
the
I hope
odds of
so.
him having moved it.
Yeah, maybe for the Christmas tree.
All right, laugh all you want. I just called you,
Hey, I
you
see
bastards.
Now, you
all right,
didn't
so
answer
where
my
are we? I
question.
mean, I don't even know where we are in the show right now.
You didn't
I'm
answer my
totally
question.
We came back from break.
Yeah, we came back from break. We played a promo. We are in the third
Well, yeah,
segment
I was
now.
done with the burger discussion. We've done the fast food thing.
no,
I
but
didn't
I
want to
was
do a whole
curious.
8 segments of the show. That's
Hey,
why
it's
I
been
run
very
the show. and
popular
you
on
don't.
other shows.
Did you?
Ten share,
Beth,
baby.
Beth Ann says, all right. Anyway.
Beth Ann called us, by the way.
Oh, she called
yeah,
you
she
again?
called us last week and apologized.
Do you know every time she calls me, a pet dies?
Now, wait. When you say us, did she call you and Chad, or did she call this
She called
show?
Big O and Dukes and apologized, but didn't really apologize in her wild ways. And then we put a gun to her head, and I wasn't there for the show, but the guys, we demanded an on-air apology, and she went on, and I heard the guys do the interview.
Right.
She apologized at the end of her morning show, but she didn't apologize, really. She just said she was influenced by many shows, and she named our show. She named Don and Mike. She never said that she stole snacks from the round table from us.
So she's saying that she's influenced and not that she's stealing. That is
Oh,
really,
my
she handled it in a
God.
McBride way.
Yes.
Mike, one thing we do need is to know who brings us this segment.
Yes,
Oh,
please.
okay. You mean, well, it's our bonus package, so we're cool.
Oh, yeah, so everybody buy the bonus package.
Yeah.
So
and,
we're
and
fine
we
on
need to get to the bottom of which sandwich is healthier. Please, quickly.
Yeah,
well, I think it's the filet of fish is probably.
I think it is, too.
the filet of fish has 390 calories. The Big Man has 467. Now,
did
there
you
has
say
The big
been-
what?
Did
The
you
big
say-
what?
The
Did you
Big
say the
Mac has
He
467.
said Big Man.
He said big man. I think he
You
was
said the big man.
He's talking about himself in third person.
There has
Oh, my
been
God.
a recent game changer in the filet of fish game.
Yes.
Really? Is it speech therapy?
The double filet of fish with a whopping 540 calories.
That's what it
26
is.
grams
What is
of fat.
what is the regular cheeseburger? What does the regular cheeseburger have?
I will look.
I think it's not. It's probably at least maybe 150, 200 calories.
It's probably
No,
one
more
of
than that. Probably 230 calories.
It's one of the
230.
best things on the menu for you, I bet.
The regular cheeseburger?
Yeah, because it's
No,
not over the top.
Well, it's because it's small.
And
That's
there's
all
no-
about. Look, you know what you learn? You learn this after a while. And Rob and I have lost collectively over 300 pounds each.
Yes,
I mean,
we have.
we know what's going on. The fact is, it's the. I still adhere. If you want to starve yourself and have the hand size thing, the hand size portion of protein. That's
Right.
the palm size. That's the way you do it. That's what you just don't eat.
Yeah.
If you don't eat, you're going to lose weight, and you exercise. That's the way it's going to go. So the fact that the little cheeseburger is little, it's why I like get 9 of them when I order them.
And Mike, it's what
290 calories, by the way.
290.
Hey, you nailed it.
Not
Yeah,
bad.
290, yeah.
A
Yeah,
packet
well-
of M&Ms, or you could have a little cheeseburger.
And you know, Mike, it's like Betty Davis says. It's like
One or the other.
Mike, what does Betty Davis say in
What's
Whatever
that?
Happened to Baby Jane? He says, you gotta eat. If you don't eat, just starve, and then you're gonna die.
And then you're gonna die, Blanche. You're gonna die. Rob, you are in control of the clock because I have no idea where we are.
Okay, we're at
in
50
the program.
minutes. We're at 50
Oh,
minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mike,
Oh, wow.
can
Oh,
I give
wow,
a big
that's-
thank you quickly, if you don't mind, to our
Yeah,
old
go ahead.
intern and friend Zoolander?
I love Zoolander.
One of my favorite
you
people.
guys,
I
let me
love
tell you,
Eric. I love
he
Eric.
helped me with my JEs all last night. And by that, I mean journal entries in financial accounting.
You were scaring me for a second.
Me
like
too.
that. I was
that's
concerned.
accounting lingo. I'm sorry. JE
I think
is
so.
journal entry.
Oh,
Well,
I'm
I
sorry.
always
Let
thought
me
that's
take my-
something. Hold on, Rob. Let me do it. I always thought just once, Rob. I've been away for a while. I do host the fucking show. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. I just say I know you want to get that comedy in. Squeeze every fucking drop out of it. It's the second F word that I've used here. I even forgot what I was going to say. I'm
JEs,
sorry.
Mike, JEs.
JEs. Well, that's what Zoolanders wanted to do with you for a long time. Just you two sitting there in your boxers in a room with a candle.
Yeah.
Hey, Oscar, it's time for our JEs.
Oh no, I didn't want to bring him up so you'd make fun of him like that.
I'm
Come
sorry. No, he's a
on.
good guy. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Rob. Rob loves him.
I was
Rob
going to
loves
say,
him too.
he's really a Bethel guy.
Oh,
And the
Okay,
fact
there
that
we go.
Jerks.
And when
terrible.
he approaches Oscar's JEs with his long, supple, bony fingers.
No, we were on the phone. No
Don't
big deal.
use
Yeah,
your
you were.
business school jargon on this show anymore. JEs. There's not. They're 1/8. What are JEs are? What are they? Journal entries.
Journal entries, yes.
Just call them journal entries for God. JEs. Is that because you're getting the e-ticket degree that you got to call it JEs?
No,
you know?
yesterday when
Man.
we
I'd like to make a motion that we ban jargon until he can speak English.
I was working with Zoolander yesterday, and he started using the jargon. I said, "Wait a second, is that accounting jargon or shtick?" And he goes, "Of course it is. BS, JE, SE." I'm like, "Oh
Boy,
man,
I'm hungry. I think I'm going to run down to the EC. What's that? Employee cafeteria. Yeah. gonna check that out right now. Okay, listen, I've got my notebook. I left my notebook out in the PL. I want to run back up to the CR, and then we'll see what the NP has to offer. Now, what I just referred to, I left it down in the parking lot. That's the PL, and then I'm going to come up into the CR, the classroom, and see what the NP has to say. And I've got, of course, for those of you that might not know, is the Nutty Professor. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's the way that goes. How about that? How about that? I don't have a master's degree. I kind of rattled that one off, didn't I, baby?
Hey,
that's the way that
look
went.
at you, Mike. You can use jargon. You don't have to spend $250,000.
Hey, that's not funny.
But anyway, can I get this in, because I wanted, before we had the huge power surge, I wanted to get this in here.
Yeah.
Last night, on the heels of the Grammy telecast, CBS did that wonderful tribute to Stevie Wonder, and that was, I didn't see all of it. I saw the last half of it, and I will tell you something, that was television the way television ought to be. All it was, one right after the other, was great performance after great performance with honoring a man who should be honored, Stevie Wonder, and doing it by having other great artists perform his music. I did not find flaw with that program on any level whatsoever. Rob, I don't know how much of it you got a chance to see.
I saw about the last half of it, too. I forgot that it was on CBS. The amount they
I did too.
The amount they promoted it during the Grammys, it seemed like that stopped. And I forgot that it was coming on. It was great, and I've said this before. I really do consider us lucky that we're on the earth at the same time as Stevie Wonder. And I think people forget.
And Rob and I got a chance to meet him, which was
oh,
cool,
that's so
too.
cool.
Yeah,
no, actually, you know what? I didn't make that trip.
Oh, you didn't make that trip? Oh, that's right. I always
You
assume
told
Rob's
him
been
I
with
was
me
there.
forever, you know.
You told him I was there. But
you didn't make the trip out to L.A. when was it L.A. or a Super Bowl or something
that
like
was
that?
a Super Bowl. That was a Super
Wow.
Bowl. And he was just walking. I remember that he wasn't being promoted by anybody. He was just there hanging out. That was a really neat guy.
Hanging out. We got a chance to interview Stevie Wonder, one of the great moments of my career. It really was a lot of fun. I'm going to give another television prop to somebody. This is going to surprise you. But
Okay.
The Celebrity Apprentice falls into the category for me now of a decent television program.
look at
Let
you.
me tell you
agree.
why.
I agree.
Let me tell you why. Because last night, the finale, the 2-hour finale, they were so charity-centric about it that to me justified all the bluster with Trump, and you get the reality, sniping that they have. It's a good reality TV show in that regard, but the fact is what they do and what they are all about is the amazing dollars, the amounts of money that they raise for charity. And last night, both Lisa Gibbons and Geraldo Rivera's charities were so beautifully spotlighted that I said to Carl, I said, you know what? Even though he's the douche of douches, it's hard to argue with this show when, how many other shows are on TV where they spend so much of a good chunk of the show talking about a charity, and I really thought it was great. And if you didn't watch it, spoiler alert, turn it down. Lisa Gibbons was the big winner.
Oh, Geraldo got boned?
Yeah, Geraldo got boned, and rightly so. Rightly so. Lisa Gibbons deserved to win.
But I watched a couple episodes this year, and Geraldo really looks like he belongs in the Hall of the Presidents now.
Yes, he does.
Stopped looking like a human.
Yes.
His mustache looks like it's been attached at the last minute.
And his hair, I found myself at the very last maybe 10 minutes of the show staring at Geraldo's hair. Because as someone who is 55, Geraldo is 70, and I'm looking at Geraldo's hair, and I'm like going, okay, is that perhaps, is that a wig that he's wearing? Because, the hair is so perfect for Geraldo. It's the right color. It seems to be attached to his head, but I'm not sure exactly
I
how.
get the same adjective when I look at his hair that when I look at Trump's hair. It's complicated. I
Very
can't
complicated.
quite make out what it's supposed to be.
And maybe that's the secret of having artificial hair is you conjure and you make it so confusing that people can't tell what your hair is really doing.
I think it's a wig, and it sits on his head like the puck on an air hockey table. It doesn't actually touch his head. It just hovers a fraction of an inch above his head.
Right.
While, because I saw the Geraldo piece where they highlighted his charity. I thought that was beautiful. I said,
I really thought it was
I can't
nice.
believe he's been involved for so many years with
Yeah,
this
it's
one charity,
and
right?
it came. He's involved in a charity with kids with people with developmental disabilities, and he did it ever since he did an expose
Forever.
on one of these institutions
40 years
that
ago, Rob.
that
40 years
was where they treated these people so horribly, and that's what it came out of. And I thought that was pretty cool that he's had that association.
So on the flip side, The Bachelor was on, right? And it's getting heated now, where he's like narrowing down all the trash cans, for,
right,
or the garbage cans.
The garbage cans. The garbage cans.
And one of the girls, it was so awkward because she had posed for Playboy and he didn't
Jade,
know.
I have her in the audio
You
vault.
do?
Yes. Mike, this woman is. If scientists at NASA got together and made a voice that you would hate.
Oh,
this
my
is her
God.
Voice. It
Really?
is a baby talker, soft talker, high talker, and she's saying that I was in Playboy and I thought it might be best if I showed you the pictures.
Oh,
Yes!
no!
Yes!
Oh, my God.
And I sat there and I said, no.
So we will have that in the audio vault?
Yeah, we absolutely will.
All right.
TV, man, let me tell you.
So you got a chance to look at The Celebrity Apprentice a little bit,
Yes,
Oscar.
enjoyed
it. To wrap up The Celebrity Apprentice, I have my favorite and my least favorite. Ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, for the second time, a woman winning was my favorite. Joan Rivers was the very first. They did a marvelous tribute to her on Celebrity Apprentice. The whole show, it was as high road as Trump can ever get, and I thought that was terrific. And Lisa Gibbons was my favorite lady on the show.
She did great.
And one of my favorite contestants, and she ended up winning. On the other end of things, I call him the PA, the perfect ass. Is Ian Ziering.
Oh, he's the
who
worst.
will always go down, in my humble opinion, as the perfect ass.
Well, he's
I
a
believe
control
that.
freak, right?
Oh, and he's just such a phony and believed his own press
he's been
from the moment he came out on to the national stage.
For 20 years, people have been telling him how great he is, and the problem is he's not.
He's not at all. He's not at all, but he also has that kind of that way of speaking, you know, where his S's are just a little bit like this. Yes, I think it's his lower plate. We'll take a break. Come back with news you may not need on the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Let's face facts. Everybody got to eat, right?
Yeah.
We've been talking about food on the whole show today. BlueApron.com allows you to enjoy fresh food, locally sourced, and they bring it right to your door, and it's good for you as well. It's fantastic. It's easy. Everybody that tries it has been raving about it. The fact is the prep time for all their meals is 35 minutes or less, but you cook your own food. It's easier. It's faster. It's less stressful than going to the grocery store all the time, and you get everything brought right to your door. They are fantastic. Say goodbye to frozen dinners and takeout. Say hello to home-cooked balanced meals. Blue Apron is offering 2 free meals in their first week's box of meals. Just pick your plan to enjoy this offer. $9.99 per meal for 2 people or $8.74 per meal for families. Just visit blueapron.com/TMOS, and the offer will automatically be applied before checkout. That's blueapron.com/TMOS, and we urge all of you to give them a try, and bon appetit.
News.
Boo. In 2005, Lance Armstrong swore under oath that he'd never used performance-enhancing drugs. Well, we all know by now that wasn't quite true. Because it turned out that he was never not using performance-enhancing drugs.
Maybe he heard the question wrong.
Right. It's not a good idea to commit perjury, Rob. An arbitration panel in Texas just ordered old Lancelot to pay $10 million in penalties.
Lancelot Armstrong.
Lancelot! Can't do that today. $10 million in penalties to the sports insurance company that paid his Tour de France bonuses. That's the largest sanction against an individual in U.S. history. Not a good day for Lance Armstrong. Under oath, Lance had said, quote, "I raced the bike straight up, fair, and square." And, well, he's getting bitten in the ass for it right now, which is kind of an interesting story.
And look, what about because I just watched a documentary on what happened with Lance, just quickly, Mike.
Right.
And people say the good that he did with his fame maybe outweighs the bad because it's just a sport. What do you think?
He's raised a lot of money, but that you can't justify that. It's kind of like, I still consider Donald Trump to be an ass, even though they did a lot of good work promoting charities last night. I think Lance Armstrong was such a dick about protesting his innocence. It's the brass. If you're going to lie and be completely remorseless and attack your world like that, it's almost borders on criminality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's almost sociopathic. So, and maybe he is a sociopath to a certain extent. So I disagree with that. Even though he did a lot of good, the fact is, This is an athletic competition. He's a cheater. He should be exposed, and if he perjured himself, let the chips fall. The Breakfast Club is a bona fide classic, no debate, even though some people might find it a little far-fetched that those 5 kids from different backgrounds would even talk to each other, let alone bond. But even if that could have happened in 1985, Molly Ringwald says it can't happen today, and she has a very simple but convincing argument. She says, quote, "No one would have talked. We would have all just been sitting there with our phones texting our friends."
She's
right about that.
She's absolutely right.
As for why the movie's still regarded as a classic, Molly says there really hasn't been anything to replace it. I kind of agree with that. The theme is something that you still see relevant today, which is that no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, everyone kind of feels the same, which is that they don't belong. That's high school, baby.
It is.
And that's sort of a powerful theme, but... yeah, you couldn't have all that dialogue between kids because kids don't chat like they used to. Kind of sad, really.
And I
isn't
don't
it?
think there are any like teen dramas anymore that hold any water. I guess there's that new movie Duff coming out that is Dumb Ugly Fat Friend. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
and
Duff.
But that's not going to really get into the social issues that the Breakfast Club did. When I was the target age for the Breakfast Club, and when I went and saw it, I felt like that was a movie that was talking to me. It was talking
You
about
still
stuff
wear
that were important.
the trench coat, right?
I do. I still fancy myself like a modern day Joe.
And you wear the same sneakers that they wore. You wear the same sneakers, and if people try to give you modern sneakers, you send them to me, which I think is fantastic. Continue to get Rob to be hipper and send him stuff, and if he doesn't like it, just down the size a little bit. Hey, did those sandals fit you completely, or were they too small?
Too small for my huge feet, Mike.
Were they too? They weren't wide enough.
They weren't wide enough.
Oh my God, you got some canoes on you.
Thank you.
Anyway,
thank you, baby.
The Saturday Night Live 40th anniversary special drew a huge audience for NBC. Are you ready for this? Over 3.5 hours it averaged. This is huge. 23.1 million viewers.
Wow.
Making it NBC's most watched non-sports primetime entertainment telecast in more than 10 years.
Wow.
It killed. Everybody watched it.
Everybody did.
That dates back to 2004 when 23.9 million watched the ER on the night of the Frasier series finale. Watched ER, not the ER. In addition to sports, this also excludes shows in the post-Super Bowl time slot.
Okay.
The hour-long red carpet special, the red carpet special that I turned off because it was boring, averaged 11.1 million viewers. We can make fun of those Today Show idiots all the time, but the fact is they're getting watched by America. That
They
show
really
is
are. They write
good
their own
for
ticket.
NBC. People in New York take pizza pretty seriously, sometimes too seriously. 31-year-old Daisy Manzo, too. 31-year-old Daisy Manzo ordered online from a Pizza Hut in New Rochelle, New York on Sunday, just north of Manhattan. She then went to pick it up, but they said the order never came through. Now, it's not clear if it was a website glitch or if Daisy just thought she finished placing the order but didn't. We're guessing it might be the second one, but she was so angry about her lack of pizza that she stormed out, got in her Volkswagen Jetta, rammed the front doors of the place, then drove off. Both of the glass doors were smashed, and it's not clear how much damage she did, Daisy, to her car. Police eventually caught her, and she's facing charges of criminal mischief. So way to go. That's important pizza. Look at that son of a bitch.
She broke both doors, too.
She broke the doors, too. Bruce Jenner apparently has known in his heart that he was a woman since the age of 5.
Oh, man.
In fact, he told his family that he's kept his true self hidden since he was a child and throughout his legendary Olympic career, family sources told TMZ. Family sources. Now, who would, I mean, that sounds like somebody that's close, but they conjure
But you know
like
what?
that. That's how TMZ does it.
A family source could be someone who lives in the house making the reality show.
True.
That's
it could
true.
be a
A
friend of the
producer.
family. It could be anybody.
Yeah.
While he's reportedly known he was a woman for most of his life, Jenner has never been female in front of the kids, meaning he has never worn feminine attire around them, though the 65-year-old reality star has an upcoming interview special with Diane Sawyer about his life change. There are no plans to announce a new name during that appearance, as was previously reported. Bits and pieces of Jenner's planned transition into living as a woman continue to be revealed. One of the main questions that lingers is, what will his female name be?
If this
That's what
is
people
true,
care about.
he's lived since he was 5 with this I guess, secret.
And he was the most amazing Olympic champion, one of the biggest stars on the Olympic stage that we ever
Gotta
had.
be so hard.
Truly,
Right?
I'd be fascinated to watch the story. I'll be interested to see.
agree.
Spain's airport authority says a wild boar that broke through a perimeter fence at Madrid's international airport caused runways to be shut briefly and 2 landings to be delayed. The beast set off security alarms late Friday, and when cameras focused on the spot, operators observed it turning around and loping off through the hole it had made.
Loping boar.
The newspaper El País, is that P-A-I-S?
Yeah,
is that
the
El
country.
País?
Ah, very nice.
They reported the captain aboard Iberia Flight 3179 inboard from London told passengers an animal had surprisingly forced them to abort a landing approach. The hole was replaced later, but we will not be landing. There's a beast on the end of the runway, so you're all screwed for now, okay? We'll be a little bit late.
They should have captured that beast and made fricassee.
Fricassee!
That would've been great.
We will eat it in the morning
Boar's
after
head.
Mass.
Yeah.
Yes, boar's head. Yum, yum. Here's a little something, something. Getting denied when you want sex on Valentine's Day is tough, especially when you're a woman. A 30-year-old Michelle Smart of Spartanburg, South Carolina, wanted to have some late-night Valentine's Day sex with her boyfriend around 2 a.m. She climbed on 33-year-old Ryan Rucker to try to wake him up, but he wasn't having it, and he pushed her off. She was so upset she grabbed her gun and threatened to shoot him. So he called the cops. This is a bad Valentine's Day.
This is no good.
Michelle was arrested for domestic violence, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason Oscar Santana never keeps a gun in his house. Thank you very much. We will take a break and come back with the Audio Vault and Rob Spiewak right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
You would cry too if it happened to you.
I'm here with Oscar Santana, co-host of Tech 411. Oscar, can you tell me a little bit about the show?
I love gadgets.
Okay. I understand you and Todd Moore discuss all things technology, from the latest trending apps.
I believe we have to raise our standards a little bit. I mean, he
that
really
one
did a
time
nice
was
job.
okay.
The concept was fine,
Yeah,
Rob, but
like
not
the
repeats
listeners
on that.
sending them in.
I know you do. I
Send
know.
more.
That's right.
Better ones.
But not from Eric Ford.
That's it. I loved it the first time. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Make no mistake, spring is right around the corner, and springtime is the best time to visit Las Vegas for fun time and get the best deals from Vegas.com. Whether it's spring break, March Madness, NASCAR, or just a much-needed getaway, Vegas.com is the way to do Vegas. You see, everyone at Vegas.com lives in Vegas, works in Vegas, and parties in Vegas.
See?
That means they know the deals. They know the people that make the deals. So the moment prices drop, Vegas.com drops them on their site in real time. They save you money on all the hot headliner shows, tours, attractions, and VIP bottle service, too. At the top clubs, you will get the lowest price on your hotel. If your rate drops after you book it, they tell you, so you can rebook, and then Vegas.com refunds the difference. How about that? Go to Vegas.com right now, click on the microphone in the top right corner, and enter the code TMOS to receive an extra 10% off everything but air hotel packages. That's Vegas.com. Click on the microphone and get your bonus savings by using secret code TMOS and book it today. Without further ado, let's open up the Audio Vault for Tuesday, Feb 17, 2015. Rob Spiewak.
Real quick, we were just listening to the music of Leslie Gore. She was 68 and passed away yesterday because of cancer. And I thought that's way too young. She had a lot of hit records.
Yes, she did.
And now for 50 seconds, here's the hits of Leslie Gore, starting with what you might not know. She pitched Coca-Cola for a while. Commercial.
Leslie Gore wants to join the party.
Listen to them in there. They're having a ball. They never seem to get tired of the taste of Coke. Neither do I. It's my party and I'll cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. Cry if I want to. Love California love. Maybe I know that he's been cheating. You don't own me. She's a fool. Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. Everything that's wonderful is what I feel when we're together. 'Cause now it's Judy's turn to cry. Judy's turn.
Two things you may not know.
What a great sound. What a great original sound.
Beautiful. Great voice. Very rare that you would have two hit records that told a sequel story. Because it was her party and she could cry if she wanted to. But now it's Judy's turn to cry. because he came back to her. So the song actually answered to itself.
That's very cool.
And also, I did not know this. She was sort of a mover and a shaker in the LGBT movement. She came out of the closet and was a spokesman for their issues and hosted a TV show.
That's a long time ago to do that. That's brave.
Yeah, she did it more recently, like in the last 10 or 15 years. But 68 is too young. And safe home Leslie Gore. And also, just briefly, she appeared on Batman. She played Pussycat.
How about a little smooch? You're my kind of dame.
I hardly even know you, Robin.
Kissing is a great way to get acquainted, sweetheart.
But, Robin, I wouldn't want you to get the wrong impression of me. I'm not the type of girl to kiss a boy on the first crime.
She doesn't kiss on the first crime, Mike.
That's a great Batman line.
We
there.
teased this. Here is Jade from The Bachelor last night. And Mike,
Piece
you will.
of work.
I can't wait to hear this. You guys set it up really well.
Piece of ass.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I had to do some research of my own.
I did too, early this morning.
Her name's Jade.
Jade,
Yes.
good-looking broad. And here she is with her wonderful voice, breaking the ice with Bachelor Chris.
When I first moved to LA, I was approached to pose for Playboy, and I did. And I feel like I needed to share that with you and be honest about it. And I wanted you to know from me, before like your family found out or something. If you want, I don't know, I could show you some of the photos.
Oh, God.
They pick up
Oh,
his
my
laptop.
God. That's it. You have to isolate the part. If you want, I could show you some of the photos. Can you get that? That's the part where it's like, I could show you some of the
Yeah, it's it's
my
horrible.
God.
And it's so awkward because you tell it.
And
but-
he's looking at it's his laptop, so she types in the URL. He's looking at the stills. He's like, oh, the expression of any guy being like, what should I do? I'm on TV. She's showing me naked pictures of herself. And then she's like, and there's a video, so the video is playing. And then when he's done, they have like that confessional moment where he's like, I always wanted Jade to come out of her shell. She's come out of her shell.
And he really does. He handles it like a 12-year-old in an awkward situation. He says, oh, well, that's interesting.
like he doesn't care. Oh, that's too funny.
All right, well, let's put our focus on the state of Florida where Mike lives.
Yay.
Mike, some people succeed in Florida. You're doing a great job. You're winning.
Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah, that's what I'm doing every
some
day. That's
people
what I
go
feel
to
like.
Florida.
Winning.
Some people go to Florida and have their career ruined.
They want you, and they're going to get you if they want you. No matter what, they're going to get you. And it's horrible down here. Once you're in the system, you're screwed. Basically, I came to Coco. I was walking across the street and not doing nothing wrong. Police comes up on me.
Police.
Yeah, for no reason. Yeah, and arrested me for paraphernalia that I did not have.
It's like the guy
Amazing,
said,
isn't it?
just
Yeah.
like the director said. And it's true. They do harass people down here. They do.
They raise a lot of
that's
money
true
that
story.
way. They raise a lot of money.
That's right. For a good cause.
That's right.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking
What's your take on Kristen Bell? I think she's goofy, but she's attractive because she's
You
goofy.
can't hate her.
You cannot.
I saw her yesterday on Ellen, I think it was.
That's what I'm
right?
about to play.
And I looked at Shannon because she was about to leave for work, and I said, I want to hate this girl, but I can't.
You can't. She was talking about, she says she's not a big drinker and she doesn't do drugs. So when she recently had a child and was on an epidural, she said it was a very new experience for her.
As someone who has never experimented with drugs, I really enjoyed it. It was a wonderful experience for me. While they were doing it, I actually thought, like, what else could we get done down there? And maybe lengthen the shins. I've always wanted to be like 5'7", just anything to keep the epidural flowing, because I felt so, these modern hospitals, man, they treat you right.
That's so great.
I wish Carla felt that way. She did not feel the same way about her epidural.
Carrie had one good epidural and one real bad one. And
Carla's was like the shaking going on.
It's
Yeah,
scary.
it was
It's scary.
very, very tough.
It had to be done, and it was done by the lead singer of the band Arcade Fire. Here's a mashup of Beck and Kanye, and it actually works. Check it out.
Well, mama, I know I act the fool, but I'll be gone to November. I got packs to move. I hope God show me the way, because the devil's trying to down.
I like the notion of the lead singer of Arcade Fire saying, this will really piss Kanye off. But it does work. It does work.
That was one right there. That'd be a real moment where I'm glad you two enjoyed that. I was not even in the same state while you were playing
Well, there was
that.
a soft spot for Beck. You looked back when he first came
Yeah,
out, right?
I still
mean,
like
that's
Beck.
why,
Yeah. All right, Mike. How about this? Can we believe Rush Limbaugh that they actually pursued him to be on Saturday Night Live and he turned them down?
Oh, absolutely no way, no how.
Well, this is
no
what he
way.
said. Obviously, based on that huge share that NBC got, everyone is talking Saturday Night Live yesterday.
Oh my
So
God!
this is
Brian Williams stuff here.
This is what he says on his radio show on the EIB network.
Did you watch the Saturday Night Live 40th anniversary show? I didn't either. They wanted me on that show one time. I almost did it, and had I done it, it would have been one of the biggest career mistakes I've ever made. Lorne Michaels actually called. This is back in the 90s.
Oh, wait, well, hold on, Rob, you set that up wrong. So it made it sound like he was going to be a cast member or something like
But
that.
still, the fact
no,
that
I
they
don't doubt
pursued
that
him-
they wanted to book him on the show. Of course they did. Yeah, that
You
makes
think?
sense.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because let the
I think,
story
sure.
finish out. Let the
All right.
story finish out and see what he says, because I don't know that I buy it.
To come out and come and play Santa Claus on their Christmas show. And I learned later that the whole thing was intended as a setup for Al Franken's book. He was still a writer there and an occasional performer. They didn't want me in a skit. They didn't want me-
Now he's conjuring.
Exactly,
now he's
right?
Exactly,
Exactly, right?
Yeah,
So
I mean, I
buy
don't
it.
doubt that they would have gone after him, but the whole thing. I mean, when you have you lingered at all on that guy recently?
No.
Where
Rush, no. Not in 10 years.
anything that goes the other direction is this massive conspiracy theory. Everything. Every single day, and it seems to get worse and worse, and he gets more like this.
Well, you know what? It sounds like he's got his hearing back because he's not doing this anymore. Because he did that for a while.
But everything is this massive conspiracy if it doesn't go his way.
Does he still
it's
have
fascinating to listen
Does he
to.
still have the pack of cigarette size hearing aid on the back of his head?
I
from
don't
when he
watch.
lost
I
his-
listen primarily.
Okay.
So when I do, and I gave him the most I've listened in about 17 years. I listened for about 5 minutes the other day.
How was it?
It was stirring.
All right.
Yeah,
my
absolutely.
huge box office weekend for 50 Shades of Grey.
And I like cold weather, but it was so cold over the weekend, I turned 50 Shades of Blue. You know what I'm talking about? The runaway bestseller book, the movie version of the book 50 Shades of Grey, dominated the weekend box office, and the weekend box office liked it.
That's your magic on you. Have a great Tuesday, everybody.
That's it. Another Mike O'Mara show has come and gone. Be sure and join us again for more fun and more thrills at MikeO'MaraShow.com. If you want to correspond with the show with a letter or a package or any little thing you want to send us, TMOS, Box 2796, Leesburg, Virginia 20177. To get your message or birthday request into our Wednesday mailbag, we'll do it tomorrow. Rob with 2 B's at MikeO'MaraShow.com. The Mike O'Mara Show relies on your word of mouth. Tell a friend or family member about TMOS and make sure they get it too. That's it. Hope you enjoy your blizzard up there, fellows.
Be safe.
For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara saying sorry for the power failure and so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Wait, don't go. I need to tell you that MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon is perfect for all your online shopping needs. Shop the best way. Shop Amazon. And please go through our website, always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.